Good afternoon, everybody. It's the classification for 5th and 6th place here at the Women's Asia Cup. The Philippines and Korea have to bounce back after classification game defeats yesterday and look to get those ranking points that will keep them and move them up the FIBA ranking tables. Reasonable crowd in for the first game of a 3-game schedule. There's been a really good contingent of Philippine fans that have made a lot of noise when their team has played, and they were excellent yesterday in their narrow defeat against New Zealand. It's a 3-course menu for today. The Philippines and Korea will kick us off. Japan and New Zealand in the first semi-final, and then the nightcap game, China and Australia, will complete today's schedule. And what a great set of 3 games they are. We're with Laurie Chiswick, and Laurie, maybe a little disappointing with the performance of Korea last night after that great game against China in the group, but Australia just dominated them. It's going to be tough to bounce back.
It's going to be really tough for them. They've had 2 really close losses and a relatively bigger loss than we expected against the Australian team, and it's always hard to get up for this 5th and 6th place game, but I feel like rankings are at stake. You want to end the tournament on a good note, and once you hit the floor, I think everybody's professional enough that they just go out and they will play hard.
Well, and the importance of ranking points can't be underestimated, because in certain situations that ranking will get you into things, will get you into tournaments, will get you a better seeding when it comes to draws. So, you know, one of the things that Korea can salvage from a tournament where they would have loved and expected to be in the semi-finals is to ensure that they keep their ranking as high as possible. For the Philippines, well, I was just so impressed with the way they approached the game yesterday. Massive underdog, and really did scare New Zealand.
Well, it really wasn't until the last few minutes of the game that New Zealand really got that very little bit of a buffer. They were so impressive, the Philippines, and there's no pressure on them today. They can afford to play loose. They can afford to just play the sort of chaotic, unorthodox style that we've come to actually love watching them play. It's full of energy, and you know, there's somebody again that Korea can't take lightly if they want to you know, come out with a win in this game.
Well, and it's a real step up for the Philippines. Normally they're in the relegation game and they've had that pressure. Now they haven't got that pressure. This could be exciting for the fans that are in here and for you at home to see a relaxed Filipino team just putting a show on. We can talk about that more after the national anthems of both countries, starting with Korea.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain upstanding for the national anthem of the Republic of Philippines.
Well, players and coaches exchange those mementos at the halfway line for this 5th and 6th playoff game. And I agree with you, Laurie, it's a very, very difficult game to get up, for. But as you say, when the ball gets thrown up, it becomes a national team basketball game. Here are the referees, the third team on the floor. Jinqian Chuang from Chinese Taipei, Ying Yu from China, and Callum Welsh from New Zealand. So their teamwork as important as the other two teams on the floor. We're going to get a look at the Korean starting lineup, and it's interesting to know which Korean team's going to show up. The team that pretty much should have beaten China at one point in the game, or the team that has lost those two tough ones.
Well, that's the question mark, and we hope that we saw that yesterday Park Ji-soo only played about 17 minutes against the Australian team, and so it'll be interesting if she plays more minutes today. But a really set lineup there: Captain Kim, Danby Kim, Kang Park. They're pretty formidable if they can get things going on their terms.
And what a tournament Park Jae-hoon has had. I mean, she, in some ways, not necessarily as high as profile as Park Ji-soo, but she's just been phenomenal. Points, assists, every stat line she's contributed.
Very, very consistent, and head coach Chong, she'll be very happy with her performance and want her to continue with that today.
Well, arguably, I wouldn't say but one of the most entertaining teams in this Women's Asia Cup, the Philippines. Big year for Philippines basketball, hosting the Men's World Cup, or one of the 3 hosts for the Men's World Cup, and they have really stepped up this tournament.
Well, I think they've been a bit of a surprise package, and we can see the starting lineup there, and the insertion of Ho Son in there. She hasn't started yet this tournament, so that's a show of she's played well. She played particularly well the last game, shot the lights out, and so she steps into that starting lineup. But Vanessa De Jesus, Bernardino, Anaman, the big 3 for the Philippines.
Oh, and Anaman, what a game yesterday. 3 fouls in the first quarter, saw out the game, and she was just incredibly physical and aggressive.
14 points, 11 rebounds, a double-double for her. She's had a wonderful tournament. And this is on the back of the Philippines losing to Indonesia at the recent SEA Games, Southeast Asia Games, and so, which was a surprise. So they sort of, I think, reassess things, and they would be absolutely thrilled where they are right now with this opportunity to finish in the 5th spot.
And they've shown great resilience here as well. The opening night, obviously they were the sacrificial lambs almost. The hosts really did run and beat them up bad. 70-point game, and you're like, well, what's going to happen to the Philippines? And Coach Aquino's done an amazing job actually refocusing that team and getting them to where they are. They've done every single game, they have improved.
Well, you have to, we saw them beat Chinese Taipei, and then to come out the way they did against New Zealand when nobody gave them really any hope of coming close to them is just full credit to the way they play, their enthusiasm and their passion, and of course the coaching staff. But we can't forget Korea is a very, very proud team. They're going to want to put their best show on the court, and with the size difference, it's really important. Anaman 1 stays out of foul trouble, but that's going to be a big ask up against Park Ji-soo.
Oh, both teams making their way out onto the floor, and I was surprised as you were about Park Ji-soo's time in the second half in particular yesterday, and not surprised, well, a little surprised that she's out there straight off the bat today, which gives you every indication of how important Korea see this game. So here we go. Welcome to Sydney. Korea in the blue and the Philippines in the white, and Korea will have a look at the half court first time down. Park Ji-soo gets it, drags a pivot foot a little bit, but kicks it. The 3 from the corner is good. And Kang Hee-soo is just hot from that 3-point line.
She likes that corner shot especially.
Absolutely. Philippines trying to be active. Zeus goes up off the glass, goes a bit firm, chases her own rebound. They're going to have a held ball, and that will go back to the Philippines.
I really like the way De Jesus, she read what was happening on that on ball. She sort of hesitated a little bit and then saw that she had that driving lane and pull up, but it was a good read.
Here she is again off the ball screen. Stop, drops it inside, broken up. And the one thing that Korea has that perhaps New Zealand doesn't have is that real quickness, real hands in lanes. They knocked that one away. 7 seconds on the possession. The Philippines on the end line. And that bounced on the sideline, yep, out of bounds.
Just exactly an example of what you were saying, Mark. The hands, the long arms of Park Ji-soo, just getting a little deflection as Anneman picked it up and stepped on the line.
So here comes Korea into the half court. Park Ji-han goes inside to Park Ji-soo, who's going to go to work here, I think. One-on-one in the block. Going baseline, gets an angle off the glass for two. Tough move, fundamentally so good.
Well, if nobody's going to come and double and where she's going to leave Anneman on her own trying to battle that, it could be a long day at the office.
3 for 3 in the window, and is open. The bank, Saturday afternoon, but they're open. Great little penetration off the glass for two, and Park Ji-hun gets herself going as well. So points being shared by Korea, 3 different scorers. Ponce gets things going. Jesus has it. Bernardino made the 3, now puts it on the floor. Tough move, but blocked. And Kim Danby gets a piece of it, as we're going to get a replay of Park Ji-soo just getting her angle off the glass, gets the 2. By name, they both get off the mark, Park and Park. Park Ji-soo puts it on the floor. Elbow jump shot is no good. And the Philippines do a great job as a team keeping it alive. In transition, the 3 is away and good. Ho-San Toshi shows you why she's out there.
Why she's into that starting lineup, and that's exactly the way she was playing against New Zealand, shooting the ball with all the confidence in the world.
Park Ji-hun is short, and we've got a whistle on the play, and the foul's going to be charged to Pontios. And they're always going to be up against it to try and box out the bigger player.
Well, they're going to try whatever way they can. And I mean, at least they're thinking block out so that it does become a bit of a contest.
Park Ji-hun is not open, but Kang is. She does need a second invitation. Defensive rebound, and then gets it, gives it up. Jesus has to make the pass. Feeling it, made the last one. This one is short for Ho-San, and
I think she's got a green light to shoot that, you know, especially up against a bigger team. Sometimes you just don't have many options. And she was open to take that. She had just made a shot the previous play. Go for it.
Yeah, you absolutely got to. Here's, again, Korea, and Lee penetrates, kicks. Kim Danby doesn't get it. Battle on the glass. And again, it's a team of Philippines that gets the rebound. Everyone wants a piece of it. Ho-San gets into the elbow, needs a pass, just about gets it off. Jesus needs one, has got no passing option, goes inside though. Oh, cute little pass by Bernardino, and they can't finish the play. She is worth the admission. Baseline penetration. Kang in the inside, goes to the left hand, comes back to the right off the glass. They forced her to change a shot, and they just contest. Bernardino already shown us a few range of skills here. Ho-San for 3.
Wow.
Well, green light is an understatement.
That's exactly right. So good to see that somebody that has that confidence to come out in a big game. This is a big game for the Philippines.
Huge game. Park Ji-soo faces up at the elbow. Well, the backdoor, they just did not do it decisively. I think we're going to get a lot of replays of Hosan knocking threes down because she is feeling it.
Well, they're not going to be able to go under the screen or the handoff at all on her. They're going to have to make that adjustment.
Philippines with a 1-point lead, and it's a little bit deja vu for me. You know, they're going to play in this quick, unstructured way, and Korea have just got to impose themselves. New Zealand struggled yesterday, and I think New Zealand are going to struggle today. Jesus doesn't get it to drop. Defensive rebound, and Korea have a chance to run, and they have numbers. Kang goes inside. Park Ji-soo, great help. Anneman gets a hand on it as well. And that's just tremendous defense team-wise. Jesus puts it on the floor, in the corner, wide open for three, is off. Defensive rebound, pulled down. Kim Dan-bi gives it up, or sort of fumbles it half. Lee will give it off. Kang, again, never sees a shot she doesn't like. And this is up and up and up, not just up and down.
Well, we know that that's how Philippines have played that way, with a little bit of chaos about them when they go up and down. But we see here a nice Park and finish by Park.
Great pass, wasn't it? Great pass.
And great running of the lanes, just really quick out of the blocks there.
Hosan again. She's on fire. Well, she's on fire in terms of letting shots go. That one goes short. Lee in transition. Again, the Anneman is just a worker. Baseline to baseline, she puts a shift in. There's going to be multiple substitutions coming in, as you can see at the back top of your picture from the Philippines, and they need multiple substitutions. Anneman on the inside is fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line and went through contact. Get a look at that pass that led the break. And that is the only time that Korea have actually beat this Filipino team in transition. And there's the foul that...
And what led to that action was they are forcing De Jesus away from the screen. They're not letting her use it because they know how effective she is off of it. But then again, that gave her that driving lane, drew the defender, and that nice little pass into Anneman, and now she finds herself at the line. They're just finding ways and means to get around the Korean team and score.
Well, surprising miss. They shot the free throw very, very well yesterday, and for most of the game. Anneman in particular does spend a lot of time on the free throw line, but she goes 0 for 2. Got to stop saying that. The commentators curse on free throws.
Right.
Always comes.
Should be a rule. We can't say anything till after they've shot the ball.
And Heiji's in the game. She comes off of Kim Dan-bi. Little flare screen. Trademark Korean execution in the half court. Doesn't drop. In transition. Philippines again going at it. Crazy looking shot. On in the break. Park Ji-soo with a little alley-oop. Timing on the pass by Kim Dan-bi was just exceptional.
Well, and the running of Park Ji-soo, you know, that's a big body to get down the floor, and she was quick in that.
The step back three, which is apparently trademark for Philippines, and now it's Castillo. Everyone wants a piece of it. Park in the post. This one, if they're going to play one-on-one, but she kicks it. And Kim Dan-bi will go to the free throw line. They get a replay of the little alley-oop, but Park Ji-soo one-on-one. Does she really need to kick it?
Well, that's what I think too. I mean, look at the size mismatch. Even with Anneman on her, it's still, you know, I think she can go to work on that. And if they're going to play single coverage, that's going to be a tough ask. And the other thing too is if you can get Anneman into any sort of foul trouble, she is the only one for the Philippines that has any height whatsoever.
Well, Angelica Serrata, who's the rotation, is a 175. It's a big 175, to be fair. But she was, again, her minutes yesterday just worked so hard. She knows she's got 5 fouls to give. puts her body on the line and really does a good job. Her role is to get Anneman time on the bench. Park Ji-soo will sit. So,
and Jin comes in for Korea, so they're still have a height advantage, but it's not quite as dominant now.
Korea take the option to rest Park Ji-soo when Anneman's not in the game. Almost a compliment to Anneman, really. Sarada is blocked. Kim Dan-bi gets a piece, and it will be a Korean ball. They're fearless, this Filipino lineup. Absolutely fearless.
And I think you have to give credit to Patrick Aquino for making them have this inner belief, this confidence that, you know, just play hard, play the way we play, and let's see what happens.
Reach on the ball, but Lee hangs on in the corner, wide open. Park Jae-eun for three.
Same shot, just different corner.
Philippines thinking about a timeout, thought there was a double dribble, but in the end, nothing. Sarada hands it off to travel. Probably the most called travel in international basketball, that extension. And Park Ji-hoon, who has been the outstanding performer for Korea in this Women's Asia Cup. Oh, Lee to the ring, doesn't get it to go. Got a shot knocked away a little bit on the shot. And Sarada, great job. Gives it up. They've got numbers down the floor here. They're going to step back for the three in transition. Count it.
Wow, you just have to, it puts a smile on your face to watch this team and what they can bring to women's basketball here at the Asia Cup. Seriously, they are a pleasure to watch.
Sarada did a great job initially just to beat the double team. Forget about that rule about 2-on-1, draw the defense, dump it off. No, just step to the three-point, knock it down. Super by Castillo, and as I say, worth the price of admission. Let's take a listen to Korea.
공격 해지 위에서부터 붙는다고 그냥 퉁퉁 치고 넘어와가지고 볼 주고 하지 말고 이걸 제껴서 넘어오라고. 그냥 제껴버리면 여기 누가 나올 거 아니야. 그러면 빈곳 주면 되지. 5대5 농구하려고 하지 말라고. 공격 수비가 돼야 될 거 아니야. 수비가 지금 쟤네들이 제일 잘하는 걸 해주게 하고 어떻게 하겠다는 거야. 다시 해봐. 화이팅 화이팅!
The thing that the Philippines team do to, and I think they did it to New Zealand yesterday, was because you're not quite sure how they're playing, they rush you and they put question marks and they just make you feel uncomfortable that you can't just play your style and you know, look at a mismatch and post up and they just make you uncomfortable.
Oh, it's a great point you make, because they're then deciding how the game's going to be played. And New Zealand, it wasn't until late on in the game where Ledger Walker suddenly decide, well, there's nothing complicated here, I'm just going to score. Did they really establish control? Here's Lee at speed. Park Jae-hoon gives it up. Kim Dan-bi will reverse it. Lee with her feet set for three is good. And that's just more normal, isn't it?
It is.
Penetrate, pass, open shot. And my Korean's not very good at all, but the way that coach talked very specifically and pointed in that timeout, she must be happy with the response. Wow, downtown, three is good. Castillo was halfway down the Olympic Boulevard on that one. Lee penetrates, broken up. And you,
Again, that just Sarada, just putting her body on the line there to try and get a deflection, which she did.
Behind the back pass is broken up, 3-on-2, just have to make the right decision. And in the end, foul as Lee was going to go up, foul on Ozar. Castillo was no factor in the game yesterday. Comes out in the first quarter of the next day. She's not phased. I missed some shots yesterday. These are my shots. I'm still going to take them. And I think the point you made about Coach Aquino, he has instilled that with them. And the conversations between coach and player are always worth a watch and interesting interesting sort of dynamic end line possession. Kim Dan-bi moves it on. The three is off, and here they come again. Foul on the play as Kababin picks up or draws the contact.
And we have to remember too, with the Philippines, is right now this group of 5 right now doesn't have the big 3 on.
No.
They're you know, the scorers that have come on, and as you say, whoever comes on the court comes on with confidence.
Kababin will take the ball screen. No way are they not going to chase Castillo at the moment. In the block, inside out, great rip through and penetration, but Korea break it up. Kim Dan-bi leads the break, gives it up. Lee steps in, great defensive rotation. Extra pass, Kim Dan-bi thinks about it, but doesn't take it. Park Ji-hoon in traffic. And the ball's gonna go back to the Philippines, I think. And their scramble defensively was just exceptional. They just would not let Korea settle.
Well, Jin was sort of pointing to the air, you know, get the pass up in the air, I'm taller, I can get it. Not that little bounce pass in there where all the hands and the deflections for the Philippines.
Cabinet will advance the basketball. Faces up and hands it off. Ball's knocked away again, but Serrato just stays with it and gets it to go at the end of the first quarter, and that play sums up how well the Philippines have done in this first period and how this game is being played. We've reached the end of one, and the Philippines have a 19-18 lead over Korea. Hang on to your hats. This is up and down.
Well, you feel like this is a mirror of yesterday's game versus New Zealand. I think it was a 1-point game at first quarter as well. And you know, yesterday I think we were all waiting for that, you know, energy to dive from the Philippines and New Zealand just to take control of the game. And that's what you feel should happen in this game as well, but I'm not so sure it will. The way they're playing and the way they're moving the ball and creating headaches for the Korean, it's hard. It's hard out there for the Koreans.
Well, they've shot 62% from the three-point line and 20% from 2, because when they've taken it in there, they've often been blocked. But 62% from the three-point line is just scary as a stat. I mean, I can't believe they're going to be 60% on the game, and I can't believe they'll be 20% from 2, but it's just an exceptional start. And I think you made the point during the first quarter that they've just made this game very disrupted. It's not usual for either team to come down and say, oh, they're running this, they're running that.
Well, you always want to try and, you know, we talk about making a team uncomfortable, taking them out of their rhythm, making them think about what they're doing and hesitate, and that's exactly what's happened. And now Korea need to get this back on their terms. They're taller, they're stronger, they have to take care of the ball, but they need to get it back on their terms where we know they can move the ball, penetrate, pitch, shoot from the 3. And I think that largely comes from Park Ji-hoon. She's the real glue with this team, and you know, she can make that happen for them.
Well, Park Ji-soo's back in. Kim Dan-bi is still out there. She has it right now. Park Ji-hoon, who makes the back cut, receives it underneath. Quick release and one. Obviously, she heard you in terms of making the right cut, doing the right thing. She gets the baseline cut. And the most experienced person on the floor, Kim Dan-bi, finds with a super pass that gets it to her right at the correct time. And she is strong off the glass.
I love when, you know, clearly the coach would have talked about that, Chung would have talked about that at quarter time, that specific play. And it's always so great when your players come out and execute to a T and get a score and then finish it off with an and one.
2-point lead for Korea. Great start for them in the second quarter. Even better start as they come up with a steal, and they have numbers down the floor. Great rip through. Park Ji-hoon can't get it. Park Ji-soo's going to come up with it. No, she's not. And again, the team rebound as Fajardo comes down with it, but it was a team that kept it alive. Fajardo has it, getting a first time on the floor today. Can't turn the corner on the screen. Drops it inside. Bernardino is so exciting. The step back three is blocked. Bernardino's going to chase it down, though, and finishes the play, and they just scrap and hang around.
Maybe we'll call that a pass instead of a block.
That's an assist.
An assist, that's right.
Make sure the stats man gets that. Ji-Hoon for three is good, and she, single-handedly almost, has just brought Korea to life in this second quarter. Here's the Jesus wants it, doesn't get it. They take away the handoff. Amin goes to work to the inside, drops it off. Bernardino with an elevation on the jump shot. She's an athlete. She really gets off the floor. Jae-Hoon. Kim Dan-bi gets to the foul line, thinks about it. The defense contains it. Kang goes high to Park Ji-Soo. She faces up. Not a lot of time on the clock. Inside out, the open three is good. Shin Ji-Han off the bench gets her first action and her first points. But Jesus puts it on the floor, tries to second move it. Needs a pass though, hands it off. The quick release on the two is good. And if you do not have a hand up, or even if you do, they are still going to shoot the ball. And Pontejos makes the challenge jumper.
Well, the other thing is you cannot afford to not have vision on your player. And you know, that was just a nice little cut inside, but we see a three-point shot.
Park Ji-Hoon getting another positive stat, needs to get out of there, and they're going to call a three-second play. Cool.
Just that movement off the ball, as we saw, just they're helping each other. They're playing for each other.
You can't chase, can you? Because you can't catch them. You've got to actually stop them before they get any momentum. So you've got to bump cuts.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. You can't ball watch. Yeah. You can't lose vision of your player, because they may move into a position that you normally wouldn't think they would.
Bernardino turns it straight over, almost passes it straight through to Lee. Lee Sho-hee for two is good. And they've got so much off their defense at the start of this second half. Korea with the 4-point lead. They trail by one at the start of this. Bernardino spins, tries to get up, has it knocked away by Kim Dan-bi. That's a matchup. Step back three is good. Oh, Pontejos.
I thought Korea did a good job of defending Bernardino with that spin move, because that is on the scout, but then to kick it out to Pontejos and just, again, shoot that.
Ball goes off the head of Pontejos, and it will be a Korea basketball. Well, there's a steal that we just saw. And as I say, they've been in the passing lane. They've done that so much better some of the time. That's a holding foul. Nice fake by An on Haji. Fake to take the screen, then came back, and all that Fajardo could do was foul her. Park Ji-Soo says, well, just throw it to me, I'll catch it. Now she has it knocked away, but recovered. Great box side by Amaman. Fajardo has it knocked away. And it's one of those crazy things. We've got so many veteran players in this competition, and they're the ones that look quicker, sharper. They're another example of Kim Dan-bi being quick with her hands. Age is obviously just a number for Kim Dan-bi. Postponed her retirement. I hope she continues to postpone it, because
she's playing well enough to certainly be around for a while.
There's a hope. Park Ji-Hoon with another steal, and who's out on the break? The veteran Kim Dan-bi gets the two.
Well, those two are really, to me, putting on a show right now and keeping Korea in the game, especially Park Ji-Hoon, but the running of Kim Dan-bi.
Zeus is off with the two. Park Ji-Soo finally corrals it. And here come Korea again. This time they don't outnumber though. Shin off the little floater for 2, and she gets the 2 for Philippines. Need the timeout, will take the timeout because there was beginning to be a rhythm to the game that felt consistent based upon Korean defense and transition.
Yes, there look like a few tired legs out there for the Philippines, and a very good timeout.
So we could have that another one, and then don't go down.
I'm very
No. If April gets that, oy April, i-dribble hand mo sa kanya. Para pagka dribble hand mo sa kanya, tao mo, pwede ka mag-slip, then jack and come back, and then that's we go to the shooter we want. Clear? Or you can have a hand-off right here, and something we could be more having that misdirection on us. We're having too many errors. Come on, too much dribble. Huh? Come on, guys. Come on,
we gotta take care of that ball.
Take care of that ball. Hey, don't let this guy get out of hand. Let's not get it out of hand. Let's go. Together on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Together.
Come on.
Ilalabas ko na si Jisoo para maluwag yung...
Super timeout by coach to almost just remind them that stop dribbling the ball, and as he said, but defensively they were so good yesterday at helping, and they've not been there to help each other today all the time. Important they get a good shot coming out of this timeout. 5:27 to go in the half, they're down 5. Well, he has his players on the floor.
He does.
Has his key individuals out there. Jesus has it. And unfortunately, they're the people who've just begun to turn the ball over. Bernardino hands it off. The step back 3, why wouldn't you? Short this time, Aman goes after it, has it knocked away, and here come Korea, 3-on-2 break. And that's gonna be an unsportsmanlike foul. Let's have a look though, because she was in front. I think it's an unsportsmanlike foul, but we've seen lots of fouls to stop the break in this competition that haven't been called unsportsmanlike. But I think Pontios is...
yeah, I think it was unsportsmanlike, but she did make a play for the ball.
Well, the one we saw yesterday where the ball had gone past, the player had gone past, they just dragged them back. They didn't call it unsportsmanlike. I'm with you. I think it was an unsportsmanlike foul, and I think the ones we talked about yesterday were also. Korea take full advantage of that to continue to build on this momentum. They lead it by 7 with the basketball, 5 minutes to go. But how often yesterday did we think New Zealand, if they opened out a 5-point lead?
Yes.
It happens so often. But the Philippines just will never say never in a game.
Well, Park Ji-hung has 15 points with those 2 made free throws, and so, wow.
Can't throw it over Bernardino. Ji-hun gets the, Park Ji-hun gets the really friendly roll. Wrong person hands to fall into, really. Juice goes high, and the man will hand it off. Here is the step back 3 blocking foul. There was a possession there where Pontos didn't step back and take a 3, even though it looked like she could. Little box out of bounds set, they flare off it. Now they're going to trouble get it in. And the man, and Jesus just finally comes to get it. Nice little shovel pass, timing was excellent, finish tremendous. And when they need a point, when they need points, they normally make good decisions. Shin outside will take the ball screen from Kim Dan-bi. Park Jae-soo has it in the post, steps through, big step through. But the defense does a great job at getting her behind the hoop. Kim Dan-bi is off, and Bernardino flies for the defensive rebound pushes.
She plays so much bigger than her height actually is.
Well, Kim Dan-bi comes up with a block, gets it and goes, leads with a break. Park Jae-hoon with 2. Park Jae-hyun has an engine. She hardly sat down.
I love watching her play, and as I said, I think she's the glue to this team, certainly in this game. I mean, there's some superstars out there, but she's just been so impressive at both ends of the floor.
Well, here's the block. And then the veteran, as we keep saying, leads the break. Kim Dan-bi to Park Jae-hyun, and an easy 2. Kim Dan-bi is going to sit. I think that's her first time to get any types of minutes on the bench. She's replaced by Yang In-young. And Haji is waiting to come in. She comes in and replaces Lee So-hee.
Park Ji-hung with the ball right now. She's only 23 years old. Think of the career she's got ahead of her.
Ball's knocked away and deflected, but recovered. And again, no other option, but Yang didn't care. Yang In-young just gets her feet set, knocks down the 2. And it's looking more like a, should we say, more like a basketball game, if that's the way to word it at the moment. Philippines running on empty a little bit at the moment. They need some energy from somewhere. Bernardino's normally the person to give it to them. Hands it off. Jesus just recovers it. Penetration to the pull-up is good. And wow, Castillo's having a night here. Pass to the inside. The little turnaround jump shot off the glass is no good for Young. Jesus gets to the far side of the ring, is fouled, and that's only the second team foul. Well, Castillo can play inside the three-point line as well. Super little penetration into that gap between the defender and the keyway. Cameroon puts it on the floor, stops, was going to pop but didn't. Nice pass. That's a great decision.
Well, by all 3 of them, it was great teamwork. Really quick pass in there and good vision.
Serrata again continues to impress in that role where she's in for a few minutes and really puts in a shift. Jin. Knocked away again. Serrata can't get it. Shin can off the glass. She can't get it to go. Philippines down the floor. Hans Kabibin will take the ball screen. Can't turn the corner. Here's Castillo. Will take the ball screen. Serrata will dive, but not really with intent. Kabibin again. She comes up, but comes up soft. Only 5 on the clock. She's going to have to put this up to the corner. Castillo for 3 is way off. Oh. Tried to avoid the contact, should have gone through the contact, and in avoiding the contact, picked it up and put it down again. There's that little bit of inter-passing and super job. Bernardino will sit, as will the Jesus.
One of the rare errors from Park Ji-hung for this game, and especially in particular this quarter.
Outside, they're going to leave her that far out. Now she attacks and kicks. The 3 from the corner is off. Didn't really get square on, and here comes Korea, the trail. Shin has it knocked away, and they just don't stop. Kabedin looks and finds a step back 3 is short, and I was almost putting that in the book because Porterhouse has just knocked them down for fun so far.
Well, you can tell that's their default, is that step back 3.
And definitely there's a bit, oh, Serrato's, she's gonna join the party. No, she's not. Defensive rebound is pulled in, and they've just gone a little, they've dried up at the moment from that three-point line. Park Jae-hyun comes off the screen, gets to the court, turns the corner, and Serrata was a little slow at showing, allowed her to turn the corner, draws the contact. That'll be the 4th team foul for Philippines.
I just can't quite understand. We had Yang inside, number 13, posting up on the smallest player on the court, Kabinbin, clear, you know, wide open, and they just didn't look at her.
It's almost, that's what they don't normally have, so they can't recognize it. Poor shot, great rebound. And Jin stayed with it to get the 2. 9-point lead. The Philippines will want to score here, try and reduce the margin going into the halftime break. And that pause, what they wouldn't give for another good 3 right now. Nice pass to the inside, little runner is no good. They're gonna work to get it, just about hang on to it. Plenty of time. Coming in with 10 on the possession, steps through, turns it over. The one thing you didn't want to do, have Korea got time? Yes, they have, but there's a foul as on went up. But not the end the Philippines wanted. A chance to make this a double-digit advantage going into the half. And they have really dominated this second period. This will be a 27-point period for Korea if they knock this one down. And Haji on the free throw line. Goes 1 for 2. And that will do it for the half. And we've got a chance to catch our breath because that has been up, down, and quick. And Korea have established a 10-point lead, 44-34 they lead it at the half over the Philippines in the 5th-6th game here at Asia Cup Women.
Well, I feel like Korea, you know, it took them a while, but they finally sort of were not letting them bother them as much at doing what they know what they can do. They're great three-point shooting from both teams, 40 and 42%, and that's something that Korea will take, you know, note of because they're just not getting it inside. The rebound count really close considering the size difference out there. But Park Ji-hung, 19 points. I'm so impressed with her and the game that she's playing out there today, Mark.
I think she's been the big positive story out of this. She's been obviously on the national team for a little while, but it's a handover of the baton, if that's the way to word it, from Kim Dan-bi to her, because they're very similar. They both play at the same levels, and she's just been phenomenal. Her ability to shoot the ball is unquestioned, but she's also great at the defensive end. And that was probably the biggest difference, more turnovers for the Philippines in that second quarter, but
and their turnovers resulted in scores at the other end for Korea. And, you know, they still absolutely battled hard, and you know, this, again, little step back, which we've come to know as a default for that team and the way they're playing. But you could turn the ball over too many times, and Korea are so quick, and they're going to take it hard to the basket.
Well,
just looks a little tired.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the numbers is scary in some ways. 11 points off those turnovers, and all of those were in the second quarter.
Yes.
And they've run the ball in, and it's been Korea who've got bodies down the floor and have had a numerical advantage as well. I don't think we can say enough good things about the Philippines in terms of the way that they've approached this game. And in some ways, you've got to say, well, Bernardino hasn't been as effective as she has been previously, but others have stepped up. So we'll leave it there, and we'll be back shortly for the second half. Can the Philippines come back? Well, the only place and the way you'll find out is joining us again for the second half.
You need character. You need chemistry.
FIBA Basketball World Cup is the peak of the game.
It's the toughest competition in the basketball world to win.
That is why I will be there.
Because when you win for one,
You win for all.
Hill, Pang. Penetration, the spin was good, finish even better. One of the best plays we've seen from her in this game. This time they're patient with it. Shot blocked at 10. She fires and she's knocked down another. Incredible shooting display from Mai Yamamoto, who's now 4 of 6 from long range. Exploring. Nicholson pass down low. Garvin working back door, adds another 2.
Great basketball in front of your eyes in the Women's Asia Cup. Oh, Mong Lee, the backwards pass to Han.
Well, we said before the game she was a massive difference maker, and she has that little bit extra that not every player has. The ability to create for herself and her teammates.
Anima, Bernardino Castillo from 3 for some space, and the air 1! That's a big basket for the Philippines.
Oh.
And then Tamilo again sends it back to New Zealand with that swat. She's feeling it. Victoria Tamilo says no.
Kang again puts it on the floor, attacks the space, goes upstairs to Park.
That's that pass you talk about with a big, get it up in the air, let her bring it in. Big smiles on their face. You don't see that often from the Korean players. It's nice to see.
Reggie Walker hesitates, needs a pass, finds a pass. Beck attacks it, drops it inside. Davidson is blocked, doesn't get the roll. And Korea will get the rebound, and they get it back. And Davidson puts down the 2.
Left now, or just under 10 seconds now for Lebanon. Harkle just puts up a prayer. Oh my goodness! Rebecca Harkle points to her head. It's all about mindset here for Lebanon. They are right in this game. Wan Lee puts the Jets on. Oh, how did she do that? Wan Lee just parted the seas.
There's your highlight. That's just a super duper move. Well, welcome back inside the arena here in Sydney. Both teams back on the floor, and Korea spent no time hardly at all in the locker room. I'm assuming the coaches are happy with the way that that second half went. Their defense was much better. They came out with some steals and turned those steals into points. But the Philippines, hopefully they're going to have that energy restored after the halftime break. I mean, they're down by 10, but that's only 3 threes.
Well, and I see in the stat sheet that De Jesus has 0 points. So, and I saw her talking to her coach, Patrick Aquino, and I'm sure he's wanting her to be a little bit more involved and get the ball in her hand. She's a really smart player when it comes to using that on-ball screen and pulling up or finding a teammate. So, you know, they need her out there and her impact.
Well, she's averaging nearly 15 points a game, isn't she, across this tournament, their #1 scorer. And you're right, it's not so much that she hasn't scored, but she's also, what is she? She's only taken 3 shots. And
yeah.
Now, other people have stepped up, but I think she needs the ball.
Well, you know, she's 5th in the stats overall for scorers, as you mentioned, almost 15 points. And so they need her to be involved. And even if, you know, sometimes it can be a product of, yes, other players are scoring, but if she's a little bit fatigued, you can almost sort of hide and maybe not want the ball in your hand. And I'm sure that's a conversation that they might have had at halftime to say, no, we need you. We need you running the show here, getting everybody else involved.
Well, players that average big scores normally find a way. If they've had a quiet first half, they'll normally come through in that second half. And that's got to be the hope for the Philippines, because to an extent, she's the missing component in terms of scoring and shot attempts. But
certainly a player that hasn't been hiding is Park Ji-hung from Korea, 19 points, 4 rebounds, and it's just looked so rock solid when she's been out there and what she brings to the team.
Well, I mean, she's arguably one of the best players so far in this whole competition. I know that Korea find themselves in the 5th and 6th playoff, but you'd go a long way, be hard-pressed to find anybody that is as valuable to their team as Park Ji-hun in this competition. And I think the most exciting thing for basketball in anywhere in the world is that, as you say, she's only still only 23 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, she was on the team that won the championship in Korea last season. I mean, it's the basketball world is at her feet, and it'll be interesting to see where her career takes her, because she is a genuine up-and-coming potential superstar of the sport. De Jesus has it. Quick hands, and it'd be interesting to see which way they're going to call this, because it looked like De Jesus fouled as she lost the possession of the basketball.
That's not the start that she would have wanted, and I think that's right. She was just, she didn't look very aggressive with her dribble. She looked very tentative.
Yeah. And just to finish that Park Ji-hun discussion, you know, this isn't her first time, obviously, but she's just establishing herself as she takes the 3 from the corner and just strokes it. She's just going to a different level. She's always been a great player, but she's getting to that higher level. De Jesus penetrates, and the man going up, far side of the ring is fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line. That was far better from De Jesus to get to the basket and hand it off. There's the 3. It's almost as though she knew we were talking about him. I better give him some love for talking about me so much. I'm just going to make this 3.
Well, and the thing about her, you know, she's now up to 22 points, but you look at who she's defending. She can defend a bigger size player. She's got a really strong body, but she's got the foot speed to defend the outside perimeter players as well. And so she becomes very versatile in how she can be used on the court.
And don't forget, you know, Park Ji-soo is only 24. Now, she feels like she's been around forever, since she was 15 playing with the national team. But there's those two and others around them. The age of this team is actually quite nice. There's a nice balance between you know, people in their early 20s. Great catch. Park Ji-soo with the 2. I'm not sure it was meant for her.
They both had a wry little smile on their face. I think it was going over to their other teammate, but nice finish by Park Ji-soo.
Oh, and Kim Dan-bi will get the assist. So everybody's happy. Philippines, nice pass. Now a man on the inside was going to travel. The pass just didn't get there quick enough. She was already sort of trying to land before it got to her. Let's take a look at that pass. Park Ji-soo flashes, but you can see where the pass was going.
Well, it was a little, supposed to be a little flare screen, and she just thought, oh, I'll take the pass instead myself.
Park Jae-hoon outside. Park Ji-soo looks underneath, gives it back. Kim Dan-bi. Post-up option. They just don't want to go in there. Now they've got to go in there. Surely, there it is. Goes into the block. Park Ji-soo with the mid-range 2 is no good. And of all the shot options I thought they might have ended up with, that wasn't what I was expecting. Here's Ho-san, who hands it off. She shakes a little move, and the whistle, and she's turned it over. I think your comment about not being aggressive, perhaps, or indecisive, she just looks a step off.
Yeah.
And with the resources they have, they can't afford to have one of their best and their leading scorer anything but right on it. 0 points, 3 turnovers. That's not really the 2 numbers you want. Penetration is to go. Park Ji-soo with the putback. Timeout the Philippines, and it's been an impressive start for Korea. It's a 7-2 start at the start of this third quarter. And Korea looking relaxed, and that's not what the Philippines need.
Come on, guys. Huh? Again, we're so much dribbling that ball. Again, if you're gonna dribble that ball, use the pick or use that dribble handoff on this team.
Magaling sila tumapik, tapos kakalawitin kayo mapakaw. Iwasan yung mag-dribble sa harapan nila.
Okay, don't. Okay. What? Huh? We're trying to do our best. Pare, onsi lang yung gagawin. We're trying to do our job. Come on. Pare, if you're gonna do dribble handoff, then ball screen, or pare, pop out and go hard. Slow.
Well, their offensive numbers are still good. It's the defensive end where they've got to rectify things, but there's a first semi-final coming up straight after this. There you see the New Zealand team arrived at the gym trying to relax, if you can ever relax before a semi-final. They'll be next up, facing the very impressive Japanese team, and that's going to be a hell of a challenge for New Zealand. But back here, here's the Jesus into the half court, gets it back. And the man will come and look to hand off, but turns down the handoff. Now goes strong with the left hand to the middle, off the glass for 2, and she was not being stopped.
Good option for her. She's strong with that left hand. She's a lefty.
Kim Dan-bi now needs a pass. Gets it back, puts it on the floor, plays in that space between the 3-point line and the keyway and knocks it down. Attack the closeout, pull up and shoot the ball sweetly. And Kim Dan-bi giving the Jesus a hard time. The quick release on the 3 is good. Definitely energized is Ho-san. Didn't think, did she? Just caught it and let it go.
Exactly what we saw in that first quarter from her.
And they're never out of a game because they can score in a hurry. Penetration and kick. Lee. Oh, Kim Dan-bi's trying to run an offense and she's wide open. And Lee says, please, please catch the ball and score.
Took them a while to even see that. Thank goodness they got that inside.
I think we could have got on the floor and made that assist ourselves. It happened that slowly. Here's Amin, goes to the big step, steps back with the other hand, is fouled. And she has great feet.
Substitution both sides.
Lots of subs have come in now for the Philippines. That's just been a trademark of Coach Patrick Aquino's, the way he's been subbing, needs fresh bodies on there, and they would be exhausted, you know, playing the style of basketball that they play against the bigger bodies that they play every single game. So this is their 5th game now, and it wears on you.
And only 1 day off. I mean, 5 in 6 is a tough schedule.
Yeah.
Here's Shin, who really did come in impress in the first half, came in late. And again, just everything that Park Jae-hoon has done here in Sydney looks impressive. The quick catch, the rip through, foul. There's that little box out of bounds set with a down screen. Here's Shin, will take the ball screen from Park Ji-soo. Hesitates, gets the 2.
She was really probing in that instance, looking to see if it was open for Park Ji-soo or she could take it herself, and really good decision.
There's a whistle away from the basket. Well, no, on the basketball, or is it? Foul is on Park Jae-hoon, off the ball. And then puts it on the floor, goes again to the inside, got a step. Shirada didn't travel, looked like she was going to, but just about kept her feet on the floor.
Well, she did everything right. It was a great cut off the ball, a nice fake.
Shin for 3 is short, and no one with a blue shirt gets their feet in the keyway. Here comes something has got to spark the Jesus here. Got to find a way to get something going. Gets to the ring, blows the layup, and I thought that might have been it for her. Going the other way, Lee. Park Ji-soo almost throws it away. Shin recovers. And when in doubt, Kim Dan-bi needs it. It was a great catch and had probably more time than she thought. And they're just not letting the Jesus settle at all.
Well, De Jesus plays for Duke University, and she's a naturalized player playing in this team, and she really wanted to come over and be part of this new experience for her and be able to take it back to the college system, and then obviously offer what she knows from the college system to this team. And it's been a really good fit. She hasn't had that best game today, but she has been really important for this team, and I think this will be a really good experience for her playing at this level.
Jesus does a great job getting back.
Yeah, sorry, different to college basketball, and it'll benefit her a lot.
Philippines, a little bit more energy. Castillo tries to create an angle, doesn't get the roll, but will go to the free throw line.
Difference between first half and this half is all those little shots that are missing right now went down in the first half.
Just need to keep it ticking over in any way they can, and the free throw line is as good as any. Castillo came in averaging 3 points, already has 11. It's her turn today, and she's coming with a lot of confidence. Shin gives it up. Kim Dan-bi. Lee. Just extended, gave the passing option, couldn't get it to go. Korea will get another opportunity here. Kim Dan-bi dropped a little bounce pass for the easy 2 for Shin. Shin Ji-hoon. Kabunin on the dribble still. Gets it off to De Jesus. Backs out. Looks like she wants to penetrate this time. Little crossover, stops and floats, and everything's just a little bit short for her today. Ji-hoon handles and reverses. They had no ball reversal though, no one came through. Jin with a pass, Kim Dan-bi with a little baby hook for 2.
Well, now they're looking inside, and you know, how easy was that? Just a little seal inside, player on the back, and she can finish those shots.
Yeah.
Great baseline cut off the ball.
Well, Coach Quinn talked about it getting out of hand, and it's close to getting out of hand right now. 61-43, they need stops. They'll still keep the scoreboard ticking over Philippines, but they need stops. At the minute, they're struggling to get anything at the defensive end. Kim Danby is going to get a well-earned rest on the bench.
Well, I think there's a couple of reasons for that. One is fatigue, for sure. You know, this high energy, high voltage that they play on defense is taking its toll. And secondly, you know, Korea now are feeling much more confident in the way they're playing and what they're doing.
Bernardino to the glass for round one. And if she is able to take that first step, she is a tough ask to control. Opportunity for the three-point play. They need every single opportunity that he can get here.
You're right, though. They need to, you know, they can score. They need to make sure that they've got stops during the, you know, course of the tournament. They averaged 91 points against them, and I know that includes that massive blowout against Australia, but, you know, defense has been hard to come by.
Well, a small team that's got even smaller. Bernardino is the tallest person on the floor, and she comes up with the steal, and then has to control not to go back court with it. Well, this is definitely a definition of small ball. Korea with the steal. He goes up for two and finishes the layup. Lee So-hee with quickness and then great speed down the floor. And then he puts it on the floor, hands it off. The three is good. Well, Clarine's opportunity and time to hit the three, and here come Korea again, though. Nice post. Couldn't make it drop off the glass, Jim. Castillo moves it on. Clarine has just taken one. Nice pass. Bernardino traveled. Not even sure she was expecting it. Just had a little shuffle of her feet before she stopped. She did make a jump stop after about 3 little steps. Well, it's back to 16. Could have been 14 or 13 if they hadn't traveled. Here's Shin. Middle opens up for her. Now she needs a pass. That's a definite move. Park Ji-han has missed. Put that one down somewhere. It doesn't happen very often. Going the other way. Coming in, needs a pass, finds one. Clarine is short this time. Great effort though. Fajardo straight back with it. Coming in, slows it a little. Bernardini gets to the middle, keeps going strong, is fouled.
Bernardino did a good job of just dropping that inside shoulder into her defender, and there's no way she was doing anything but going up with that shot.
Chance to make this a 14-point game. If they could get this to single digits at the start of the fourth. With this team, anything could happen.
Exactly.
Strokes the first one, never looked like anything but a make. Park Ji-han with a kick. Could have taken the shot straight away. The offensive rebound, though, is Shin's, and she puts it back. And those, more than anything else, those are the plays they weren't giving up in the first half. Energy-sapping tournament for the Philippines. And Shin just, there you see, no one boxed her out. Completely unopposed offensive rebound. Korea in the penalty.
We still see Park Ji-han on the court. She hasn't come off yet.
Maybe it's in a contract.
Maybe, yes.
First one is good. And she drops both. 2 for 2 from the free throw line. And they're just on the verge of hanging around and getting right back into this. Get a stop and a score. Park Ji-hun misses the layup and forced that one. The defense did a really nice job giving her no angle to get right to the ring. Cabinet, little head and shoulder fake. Now she needs a pass, finds one. It's straight up for Ha-Jo for 3. And here comes Lee, 3-on-2 break. They're going to take the 3 the other way, tip the line, and the Philippines come up with a defensive stop and then cough up possession. And the ball will stay with Korea.
That's that never say die attitude of Philippines.
That's almost the first thing. If you're going to be a shooter, you got to shoot it as you would in a drill with not second-guessing yourself. And that's what they do. This should be a 23 seconds because I think the Philippines had 2 hands on it and threw it back into play. Therefore, you would argue they had control of it, and then they turned it over. The New Zealand official has just said that she had possession. And we're in the right place. Blocked, unceremoniously blocked. Read it, and Clarine just said, no, you're not getting 2 feet and getting it away. Just slapped it out of bounds. They haven't thrown the towel in on this one by any stretch of the imagination. Here's Shin. Can that block really get them excited, get that energy level up? Ball's knocked away, and that'll go back to the Philippines, and 42 seconds remain in the third. If they're smart here and make shots, they could go in single-digit down, and we are game on. Cabinet will advance the basketball. Big 40 seconds in this game. We'll hand it off. Why wouldn't you go to Bernardini? Has time to talk to the officials. Spins in the lane for 2, throws a poor one up. And has it on into the half court.
They should probably just use the clock here. There's only a 2-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock.
Shin will kick. Oh, for 3 is no good. Got to come down with a rebound, which they do. There's plenty of time here. 7 seconds on it. Settled for the 3, short. And that will do it for the third quarter. It was 18 points at one stage in the third, but the Philippines are never out of a game. They drew back and made it an 11-point game, 66-55 at the end of 3, Korea over Philippines.
So the reality is they were up by 10 at halftime, and now it's 11, so that was a 1-point margin. Korea went up, so, you know, that was a pretty good effort by the Philippines, but now you can't just trade baskets this last quarter. You've got to make sure you make some inroads and come up with some stops, as you mentioned, and put it on the board. But I feel like the last few minutes, the energy level has risen for them both on the floor and on the bench.
Yeah, definitely. I think whatever happened, whatever it was, they decided they were going to try. And that looked more like the first half. The end of that third quarter, much more like the first quarter in particular. So they've given themselves a shot. And also with Amanin in particular, well rested. Has played plenty of minutes on the bench in that in that first part of the second half, in that third quarter. At some point, you've got to think that Jesus will get going. So there's lots of ways that the Philippines can get back in this. But at the same time, Laurie, the Koreans rested a lot of people. You know, apart from Park Jae-hoon, everybody got time on the bench.
They did, yes.
Maybe Park Jae-hoon's one of those players that can't sit down, because her engine is, because she's not cruising at any point.
Well, and the same, you can say the same for Kim Danby. She's the exact same mold. They just go.
Well, both great athletes. Just saw that QR code. Don't forget that courtside application. Search for it, download it. Every FIBA game you can think of, you can find on that application. Bernardini off the glass for two. That's better. Didn't want to talk to the official on that one. Just finished the play, and it's a single-digit game.
Oh, forced him on the sideline. That chase, just trying to lock and trail and chase, and that little bump. Great start for the Philippines in the third, in the start of this fourth quarter.
Well, here's that penetration. The one before the end of the quarter, she had a little chat with the official. That one more focused on finishing. Chance again. And as they showed against New Zealand, once they start making shots, this Philippine team, they just keep making shots. Coming in, gets it off to Bernardini, thinks about the three. Puts it on the floor. Second move, needs a pass. Coming in, looks to go again. Nice pass inside, it goes up
Great
for
job.
two. Wow, how did they find that pass? 7-point game. And for all their dominance for most chunks of this game, Korea now under pressure, turnover. Everybody's reaching for it now. Bernardini on the glass, doesn't get it to go. You've got to love the fact she went to the glass but couldn't finish. And Lee says, let's slow down a little. Jae-soo Park outside. Why put it on the floor?
Kabinbin, great little steal, and we see if DeSeuss can get involved, and she does. She does.
Timeout, Korea. Jesus gets her first 2 points. It is Korea's turn to start turning the ball over, and the Philippines' turn to score in transition. That's an unbelievable pass in the traffic. And Amaman back in the game with a smile. And then Jae-soo Park wants to put it on the floor against the point guard. And Jesus off the glass. Jesus coming to play now, Laurie.
야, 지금 쟤네가 바짝바짝 붙는다고 도망다니면서 들고 찾으면 되겠냐? 바짝 붙으면 뭐 해야 되니? 뭐 해야 돼? 근데 지금 줄 때 찾고 있고, 줄 때 찾고 있어? 거저대는 거 없어. 집중해서 해. 다시.
Well, we've talked about in other games, anytime a team is coming from behind and it's in that fourth quarter and they've got the momentum, it's really important Korea steady now, because as that clock ticks away, that scoreboard pressure, the time pressure becomes more and more, and all of a sudden you start second-guessing yourself. So it's really important that they try and steady the ship right now.
Well, here they go. They're only up 5 now. They were up 18, don't forget. Kim Dan-bi will go to Park Ji-soo. They take the corner jump shots and just stroked it by Lee So-hee. Coming in, will hand it off, turns it down, the handoff to Kabinbin. Jesus. Reaching foul.
a lot more positive movement from the Philippines right now, a bit more assertive in what they're doing, but we can see here this mid-range jump shot.
I can't believe they drew up a mid-range jump shot at the timeout. Here's Bernardino going strong, has it knocked away, but Park Jae-hoon can't keep it in bounds. .5 seconds, a massive 2.5 seconds to maintain this momentum. Amin gets it, she's got to go up, puts it on the floor, goes big, can't make it drop.
Oh, and there again, just that hand of Ponteos, just always in motion, their hands.
Amin stops, foul line, jumper is good, and they are back on track. Park Jae-hoon will advance the basketball. That matchup with Bernardino is going to be crucial as a whistle away from the play. Holding away from the ball. Park Jae-soo will get it to Kim Dan-bin. You wouldn't want the ball anywhere else. She gets to the ring for two.
Nice. That's just experience. That's showing the elite player that she is and what she can bring. Such a nice move. 7-point game.
Coming in again. That fake handoff. Now she'll hand it off. Coming in the corner. And on the ball screen, she's going to roll. Drops it inside, comes. She saves it. 2 seconds on the clock, off the glass is no good. And if that had gone in,
I was going to say that would bring the house down.
Wasn't a million miles away. Here's Kim Dan-bin again. You would want the ball in no one else's hands at the moment, although even she gets into turning the ball over. And they have turned the ball over because I think Kang Hee-seo just kicked it. So Philippines have another opportunity to eat into the 7-point lead.
And number 15, Hoi-son, has come on the floor. We know that when she catches it, she's got that green light, and she's been very successful with that.
And also, they sit Bernardino. And unusually for them, Sarada and Amaman in the game together. Is this the DeJesus' time? Is this where she's going to take over? Stops, pops the three, doesn't get it to go. Great box out by Kim Dan-bin. She stops, she lines it up, and is short on the three. Eminem gets it. Chance for the Philippines to run, and DeJesus trying to get herself going here. Puts it on the floor, turns the corner, goes off the glass. Great follow, Eminem one.
DeJesus' shots aren't dropping for her, but she's doing all the right things. So that drive, but what a great recognition by her teammate, getting to the basket for that board and finishing.
Wow. Still 6 minutes to go. There's an eternity in this game. But the Philippines are doing what Philippines are doing now.
It is a 4-point ball game with 6 minutes to go.
And you said, and we questioned it, the Koreans came out early, probably thinking the job was done in the start of the second half. Never just done. Tough move. Can't get it to roll. We'll have to earn it. Both bigs going at it.
That's one of the few times we've actually seen her go at Anaman and really, you know, test her defense. Because as we said early on, she is their only legitimate big. If she could have had a few fouls and had to sit, that would change the dynamics of the game.
It really, that's probably the first post-on-post sort of power move going that way, as you say. And Park Jae-soo on the free throw line. They've not been great, shall we say, throughout this competition. Korea really struggled from the line against New Zealand on game day 1. And you could say some missed free throw opportunities against China as well, but they're only up 4 with these 2 to come. Still 5:47 remain in the game. Well, there's a first miss. One for 2 from the line. Jesus with the basketball, and it's Kim Danby has just done such a good job at forcing her to play in areas she doesn't want to play and make tough shots. The big 3 is short. Great rebound, great reaction by Jesus. Ammerman's on the floor. She comes up with it, gets it out. There's 8 on the clock. Bernardini kicks it. Jesus for 3 is off. A wide open look. The whole of the Philippine bench was up, willing that one down. Kim Danby, surely Park Ji-soo gets it. Tries to go to work. And that's still, it's going to stay with Korea. Possible travel, possible out of bounds. 9 seconds on the possession. Open in the corner for 3 is way long. And they missed the putback. Hung for 3 is short. And finally, the Philippines somehow secure the rebound. And they just will not quit on the glass.
Well, you think 3 opportunities that Korea was going to score there.
The Jesus will turn the corner, gets inside, can't get it to drop. Ball's knocked away, ball will stay with the Philippines. There may have been a second touch. I was going to say I'm not sure if it was touched out of bounds, but I think they should stay where they are. 12 seconds on the possession. And Jesus is just desperate to score. Finding great options, as you say, coming up short again on the layup.
Well, she's got a great defender on her in Kim Danby.
Bernardini off the glass for 2 is good. And that is an athletic move. 3-point game, a single possession game, 4:22 to go. Park Ji-soo will hand off. Kim Danby goes upstairs for her. And Bernardini the idea was right, but she's just a couple of steps late on the help. It's only the 3rd team foul. You can see it comes in late. She knew she should have been there, couldn't get there quick enough. And here's this move, Laura. How good an athlete is Bernardini?
Well, that foot speed, that first explosive step, we know how high she can jump. And she's just got a motor in her that keeps going.
Changes off that Philippine bench again. Pontus and coming in. Now Jae-hoon gets to the far side of the ring, has to come back to the right hand, takes a tough one. That's a great defensive effort, and they're on the floor again.
The thing is if a shot is missed and there's a chance for the rebound, unless Park Ji-soo can get it cleanly, it's anybody's ball game out there, because they will tap, they will fight, they will throw their bodies on the line to come up with that ball.
End line possession. Park Ji-soo is the release. Thinks about the shot. Han always takes the shot and knocks it down, and she will never pass up an open one.
Very timely 3-point shot that.
He puts it on the floor, gets inside, somehow gets tied up, is blocked. And Kim Danby said, no, you're not getting it. I'm gonna just take that option away. Kim Danby looks at her options. Will take the ball screen, turns it down and attacks it. Was fouled as she goes to the basket.
She's been holding her shoulder a little bit as she blocked that shot, but what a timely three-point shot from Kang. We talked at the beginning of this game about, you know, how hard it was and this game to come into as 5th and 6th, but that once these players hit the floor, that it would just be another game that they wanted to win. And wow, have both teams ever shown that today, especially the Philippines?
Absolutely, absolutely. .7 assists. She's had a couple of blocks. Just does it all for her country. Jesus gets up, is fouled, and won. And the difference when you're not guarded by Kim Dan-bi is there for you to see.
Well, I think that was a good change-up because Kim Dan-bi has been guarding Bernardino, and they've sort of gotten her the ball and said, all right, you go one-on-one, either score yourself or create, but Dan-bi's such a good defender. So now to have DeSuze handling the ball and to make the basket and one.
Oh,
she'll be relieved.
Absolutely, she's at the game right now. Here's Shin, gets it into the half court. Philippines, if they were struggling, they're not struggling right now, not with this short minutes left. Park Jae-soo, of all the people for a jump shot, is she the person to take it for Korea? Got to question that one. Here comes the DeSuze. Kim Dan-bi's picked her up again. Great rebound. And the man, tremendous work on the glass. Ball knocked away. The band's got to go up here. Takes it to the ring, is blocked. And there's 0.8 of a second left. .223, 5-point game.
I feel like Kim Dan-bi goes on the player, whoever's, you know, they recognize as perhaps might be the most influential at the moment.
Got it away!
Oh.
And fortunately, Park Jae-soo stayed active, gets the defensive rebound. And here comes Shin into the half court. Jae-hung goes inside. Park Jae-hung gives it to Park Jae-soo. Out of bounds. And Kim Dan-bi at midcourt, just out of shot. Puts her hands on her knees and goes, come on, guys, we're making this hard for ourselves.
They certainly are.
5-point game, 18 turnovers for Korea. That's way above their normal average. Let's take a listen.
It's a B. Hey. Henry. It's a B, Jack, and April setting a screen. When you do this, another screen for April to go down or Jack to go down, and then set screen ulit. Set screen ulit. Or opposite set screen para may shooter tayo. Diba? Okay.
Kung sino yung
Jack,
ginamit nilang
oh, yeah. So, big went here. Screen on, then screen, or go to the screen here tayo. Okay, clear? Together on 3, 1, 2, 3. Need a basket.
Well, they want to make sure that they execute whatever Patrick Aquino was talking about in that timeout, because 2 minutes to go, 5 points down. You can't afford to, you know, miss any opportunity to set something up and get a good basket.
Well, they just should know everything about Kim Dan-bi by the end of this game. She's just lived with her in the second half. Now she turns the corner. She has the switch. Oh, ball's knocked away. Shin gets the steal. Park Ji-han steps through for the 2. Still only 7. Sometimes it helps the Philippines to go quick. Jesus comes off the, well, not really off the screen. Now she'll come off the screen. Kim Denby stays. Now she needs a pass. The three is gone.
Oh, that did everything but drop.
Absolutely in and out, and Kim Denby is going to take her time. Moves it on. Shin outside. Park Jae-soo, go to work on the inside, steps through for two.
Now where was that all game? I mean, second time we've seen the two of them go up against each other.
Yep. Jesus still time if they can get a quick one here. But they just will not. Korea now have just stepped it up, will not allow the quick catch and release. And then he goes inside, kicks it. Man going to the far side of the ring, can't get it to go. And all of a sudden, Korea have just turned up the defense. And the Philippines just could not get a look. 10 on the clock, 30 on the game. I'd never write them off, but this will be a huge ask. But they've turned it over. Bernardini takes it strong. Not necessarily the best option as Park Jae-soo was challenging the shot. And the Philippines have come close, but they're going to come up short. Korea, the number 12 team in the world, has been tested by the Philippines at 42 in the world. And that is a tremendous performance and a tremendous tournament for the Philippines. But Korea will come 5th in women's Asia basket. They were tested, they were stretched. They were made to work so hard, but they finally come out and win this one, 80-71.
I'm not sure, Mark, when it comes to the rankings, whether they purely look at the results at the end of, you know, where you finish 5th or 6th, or if they look at any scores and how close and how competitive you were, because if that was the case, the Philippines would even jump up higher than they will right now when they're sitting at 42.
Well, they're going to have to move up because, you know, they've improved their position. When they next review them anyway, they've improved their position in an Asia Cup. But as you said, coming in, they did have a loss they didn't need. But they're now thanking their fans, and the Koreans are thanking their fans. There's been a reasonable number of fans that have come out to support both countries here in Sydney. And the Philippines, if you go right back to day one when they had that massive loss to Australia, they've now come up with these stats of 67% from 21 and 41 and 33 in a really competitive game.
And it was the same yesterday against New Zealand, the same sort of numbers that were produced there. And so, yes, Korea got the win, and they will be very happy with it, and very deserved 5th place, but hats off to the Philippines and the way they've played and come out every game in this tournament, and just been fun to watch.
But we all sat here, didn't we, opening night going, oh, the Philippines are going to struggle in this competition. Everyone had come out on day one and actually looked, you know, competitive, but they really did get rolled over by the hosts. But every single game, they've moved in the right direction. And they have a way of playing that is exciting. They sell tickets playing like that because you're going to love watching them. But the crazy thing, Laurie, is that, as you said, 2 post-ups by Park Jae-soo in the 4th quarter.
Well, and even throughout the game, there were times where there was a clear seal inside and just a little player on the back, and they didn't even look at it, didn't even see it. And, you know, and I mean, generally players always on that ball reversal have a quick look inside to see if there's their post player in there, but like you said, that's just not something they're used to doing, and that certainly showed up in today's game.
Yeah, but it's Park Jae-soo. I mean, she's been on the team now for like 9 years, even though she's only 24. Got to get those options. But here we go. That's the first game of a tremendous schedule here at Women's Asia Cup. A win for Korea. Next up, Japan and New Zealand will face off in the semi-final, and later this evening, China and the hosts, Australia, will have a mouth-watering semi-final at 7:30. But for now, from Laurie and I, it's goodbye from Sydney, and we will see you shortly for the first semi-final.